Hey everybody, it is Illy Trading. I am here to do my midweek Forex recap. So, last week, I stated that Japan was very bullish and that it was aiming for some markets to take out some prices. So, if you go to my videos from last week, you will see that I had charted these areas of TPs at 70,580, 71,580, as well as 72,975. So as you can see, if we went to last week, I don't know if I didn't do a recap on Wednesday. I know that. So, but it was definitely the week prior to that, or the beginning of the week, that I stated that we would be taking these highs, in which we did. So we headed up here, made TP, even went beyond that at 73,500. So, we tapped out and then we started to sell off. We have a big doji here. I'm going to drop down to the 1 hour. This candle is insane right now. I have no idea what is going on. Let's see. So here we go. Let me take out the EMAs. This zone right here is the doji. So we had a lot of like this. So for me, I would have been interested, and then once I saw, this is literally how I trade my trades, is that once we broke this support right here of this line here, I would have had my entry here and my stop loss over here, and then I would have just sold this down. But unfortunately I was working that night, so I missed this beautiful sell-off. I'm very upset that I missed it. It was so busy at work, I was not able to catch it. So anyway, beautiful sell-off, and we come here to this nice little purple box that I have for the order block. My order block is this little red here before we had this green candle take off, right? So this technically for me could be an order block right here, or what is that? Supply or demand, I'm not sure, whatever, it's vice versa. So this could be one, or this whole thing could be one as well, because this area is what set all of this off. So we come back to this area that I already had blocked off from the 1 hour. That happened on Tuesday the 16th, about 2 weeks ago. We come here, we're doing a lot of like bouncing off of this area, bouncing off a zone. Now, for me, this looks like a big move is about to happen. I just did not expect this move to happen. I was expecting more of a downward move to happen. Um, but if we're looking at reality, we should be looking at a pullback to come down. But knowing Japan, this could just be a start of another zoom up. So if we are bullish for Japan, we can be looking at the areas of interest of going even higher, which to me is insane. We have been on such a big bull run already. So it could be 75,000 and 68, 75, 900, as well as 7780. So those could be the next targets if we are still on the bullish area. This is insane. This candle is still going. This candle is so many points. This would have been like 1,000 or 1,500 easily. So let's see if we can get this to come to this area, show a little weakness, and then kind of come back down. Um, I only am bearish, not only because of my nature to be a bear, but I do think that we are overextended. Um, we have just been nonstop running for probably, let's see, for a while. So I say from here, that was only June. That's crazy. June 10th. The most other time that we bounced off this trend line here was May. So we have just been coming through, taking out, making more money. I am very just wondering what's going on because I would hate to see a major crash coming down or correction. But it possibly could happen. So anyway, we are looking at Japan. We want to see how it opens. This is extremely bullish to me. Um, but again, I would be looking for the area of seeing if we reject in this area zone here. We go down to the 1 hour. No, 4 hour. 4 hour. I'll make my little zone here. So I would like to see how we kind of go in this area, right where this doji was. Part of me feels like we're going to go right through it, but also a part of me feels like we're going to reject off of this area. So I'll put that there. We'll see how we do by the end of the week. To be honest, by the end of tonight. But if we look at it structurally wise, we are doing, see, are we doing a 50% retest? If we are about at the 50% mark for a pullback, so we could be coming up to wick up and come down, or just complete reversal to go up. Because then what we could do is kind of check from here. We are around the 50 and 61 mark for the pullback to go up to. So we are in like a very interesting area. This to me, this candle though is insane. This is only, I know it's a 4 hour, but that candle was only for like an hour. That's a 1 hour candle. So, all right, next one is NASDAQ. Same thing. NASDAQ had a major shot up area. So as you can see here, previously I have drew in some order blocks or supply and demand area. Still haven't been able to find it down here. This candle is very interesting. This is a major like up bullish. Apparently a lot of buyers were in this area, shot up, took out this high here that we had in our consolidation zone for today. And then looks like we're heading back to this 4 hour order block area. So I have this 4 hour order block from the June 16th, drew it all the way out. We sold off, came back to this area with this area. I probably could have did that too, and then sold off again. So what I would be looking for is for this to come here and reject off to come back down. But if we blow right past this, we are going up for the 31,488 mark. I personally am looking for a rejection to come down. Duh, because I'm looking for sales always. But again, I will have to pivot if it tells me otherwise. So currently right now, I am looking for to see how we react in this area here. And then if we reject off of this box, if we don't even come here and reject off of this box, I would be in for sales. And my target is to pass out, to go past this range of 28,188, even possibly down to 27,500. That would be what I would be looking for the rest of the week to next week. Next one is SPY. I only trade this when my account is low, so I'm not interested at it at this time. We are at gold. I have not been doing too many gold trades because I was very unsure of what gold was doing. Here I have on the 4 hour, I have a order block area for when we started to do the major sell off. So I will keep this area. I can take this area out because we're out of this consolidation area. Right now it's not prevalent to us. I do still have this area marked down here for when we had recent consolidation before gold took off last August. Excuse me. So it does look like we are heading towards that area. Now, how long it's going to take, I don't know, because it took oil forever to get to the gap. So anyway, still looking for a slight pullback for rejection to come down, and I'm still looking for sales down to this area. This will bring us down to the area 3,500, even 3,200. Silver. Silver is still in a bearish move as well as gold. We are past the 60 mark. I will be looking for the price point to get to $45. I'm hoping that at this area we will start to pick up some more buyers and then start to buy back up. This is a great discount, way big discount area. I can't even find, here we go. We can do a fib from here. This is a big fib. So if we do it from that low of April 25, we are at the 50% mark. Metals tend to go about to 0.38, even a 0.236 before they zoom off. So if we are looking at that range, we can be looking at, so we passed the 50%, but this is the range. We could be looking at a 0.38, which will bring us to 49, right above our $45 mark that we spoke about just about a couple seconds ago. Alrighty, so that is the big picture on silver. Looking for a slight pullback for continuation down. I'm looking for the price mark to go to 45, probably in the next 2 weeks. Here we go. Finally, we have filled this gap. This is UK oil. And as I have here, June 8th, I believe that this part was wrong to fill the top gap wick for the fill gap to then reverse to sell down to at least two gaps. And I think the true target is $73. So the first part of my statement was incorrect because we did not wick up to take out this gap, but we did do a major sell down to fill this gap in this area. So I am very proud of myself that I got this right, and the gap is now closed. Yay! So we can see where we're going to create support. So we can be looking at support around this area of $70. I'll put a line here. And then we have a low of 68.93. So oil is still selling off. Um, I thought since the gap would be filled that we would start doing reversal, but obviously there's something else that we need to be oil is looking for. If we don't take out this low, and if we just kind of like start doing reverse back, that would be kind of funny because it still would not be um taking out the next previous low, which is a pretty low. So I have been focused on sales on oil and finally the gap for, I was very, very excited that this gap finally filled. So once we create support and start to see some reversal signs, I would be looking for a nice long to fill the previous gaps that were created. So gaps are at 86.08 as well as $100. I think this could be done in possibly a month, maybe even more. But um I think we are almost finished selling off, and then we should be doing reversal. The only reason why I think we're still continuing is because US oil is still hasn't closed their gap. But we are getting there to close the gap on US oil as well. Yay! June 8th, still the same. Okay, this is what I said here. On June 8th, the gap is filled on the chart, but not on UK. This was a previous gap that was already filled. We have three closed gaps that I believe we will target. And then the last target is 68, which I believe is the true target. Still under the trend line, but down and up the trend line, big picture is bearish. So we can take this out because that is pretty much, like I said, I feel like this will be closed by the end of today or tomorrow. And we should be looking at to see what the next move is. So once we fill this gap, which I can probably still put a play in for, close this gap and then see if we take out the low of 63.68 or even 61.78. If that does, then we're right back where oil was before March, which is a lot of stuff that has happened in that time. So if once we kind of create support again, I would be looking for a reversal back up to start to go towards this gap here to close it at the 81 area. So finish for the week, finish selling off, close the gap, and then start to look for a reversal, possibly bullish for the beginning of next week. That is my outcome on oil. Now, I will have to say that oil has not been acting accordingly to the doxy, which I find quite interesting, as well as the indices, because usually when the dollar is up, the indices sell, and oil buys, and gold sells. So gold is acting accordingly, oil is not, and the indices are not. So I'm very interested to see. But as you can see here, I have charted here some targets, points for the doxy, which I was correct. So we finished out of this consolidation zone here. We started creating support at $99. We blew through here. We did a little consolidation pullback and then bounced off of this area of 99 point like 50. All right. Zoomed up. We took the high of 100.65. So we took this high out, and then we took out the next high, which was the 101.30 cents. That's all the way back there. And then we are now aiming for the next high of $1, 101.96. Now, if we start to do a little bit more pushing up, we could be looking at 103.55 as well as 104.72. Now, these I think would create, hold on, let's pull back. Let's see. Yeah. So we have even higher targets. So we could even have a target of 110, as well as a couple of targets here at 113, 114, and 114, almost 115. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. I don't remember what it was that time. I really wasn't paying attention to the doxy. I'm not gonna lie, but I was expanding my learning palette to understand how things are correlating. So we look quite bullish on the doxy. Um, very interested. I don't know. I tell you what, a lot of technical is not going the way that they usually would. um it seems very fundamental versus technical analysis, or also maybe geopolitical. So we could be looking forward to be taking out these highs coming up here at the 103 and 104. This could be the next targets in the next probably month or so. So we'll see how that goes. So let's see if we go all the way up here to this area, try to maybe bounce off of this recent this support of 106 and sell back down, or kind of sell down, pull back, and then zoom up to take out these other targets. That would be insane, because I feel like if we do that, we would be major selling off on the indices. At least we should be in theory. All right, that is a long-term perspective of the doxy. We always like to look at the big picture and see what moves we're looking for. So, um, that is all I have at this time. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.